Indiana, Mr. Rokita.
And I thank the gentleman. If we can show my slide, please. I'd appreciate it. I like to associate with the gentleman from Michigan, the remarks of the gentleman from Michigan. Here in pretty plain sight, we see what he was describing with the language that he used. Since Lyndon Johnson's Great Society in the 1960s, part of which was instilling a federal Department of Education, we have seen, as depicted by the lines, the flat lines there at the bottom, we have seen reading scores not increase. We have seen math scores not increase. We have seen science scores not increase. The one thing on this chart that we do see increasing, like a rocket ship, is federal spending. So you would think that those who advocate for all this increased federal spending would have some math scores to show for it, would have some science scores to show for it, would have some reading scores to show for it, but they don't. They can't, because they don't exist. More spending does not equal better education. What would equal better education is trusting people again. Trusting our states, our local elected officials, our parents, and yes, our teachers and principals, which I count Mr. Honda among them, to get that money to do what's right for our children, to let the families, let the parents do what's right for our children, and not, again, some unelected, unaccountable, federal bureaucratic system that, as the evidence shows, doesn't do any good for anybody. I'd simply, before yielding back to my friend from Michigan, ask these two rhetorical questions. Why in the world do the children of tomorrow have to pay for the education of today? Because that's what this spending does. I'm not going to pay for it. Mr. Honda's not going to pay for it. It's our greatest asset, our posterity, those that don't exist yet that are going to get the bill for this. And I ask why the people in the here and now are more important than them. And furthermore, if that's the case, why do they have to pay for substandard education? With that, I yield back.
And I yield back